Greetings, this is Freenarianica. For this Christmas season, full of a YouTuber. At least we'll be once I find the other elf ear. Full elf ear. I welcome you once again to my reaction to Critical Role. Oh, with tonight's episode 42 of Campaign 3, Saga of Bell's Hell. And for all I know, possibly the final episode of the year. I'm not sure if they'll be taking next week off too. We'll have to see. Okay, the only two minutes. So first off, I do not own nor am associated with Critical Role, its YouTube or Twitch channels, or any of its other online presence. I'm just a fan sharing with fellow fans. And let's see. Last we left off, they had just finished a trial to help Jetney further master his animal side of his lycanthropy. And okay, and upon doing that, after becoming this truly huge thing, like, go watch it, or you just go watch the previous episode, both parts of the previous episode for this, or if you just want to see this, part 2, the wolf. But yeah, or I think Orem has procured a new sword, which he'll be named. There was a party streak, which I think all attendants, including the Bell's House and the Gorsa, the Legends of Blood Hunter Order, all in attendance, and they all reached level 8. I'm not sure if I've seen any videos about them rolling stats and stuff, or maybe they'll do it now. But with that, let's get into tonight's episode of Critical Role.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to tonight's episode of Critical Role, where a bunch of us nerdy ass voice actors sit around and play Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh god!
Every fucking time. Before we get into our episode tonight, we do have a quick series of announcements to get through, beginning with our first sponsor, which is Cash App. Vince McSam?
Not me, Matt. Since I tricked the finger ladies of wrestling, the flow, into signing this eternal contract with me, I think I'll have them read the ad copy. Finger Blaster, be a dear and take care of it for me.
I didn't agree to this.
You did, though. Isn't this your signature?
Fine.
Say goodnight.
We're back! The Finger Championship Games, brought to you by Cash App, the easiest way to spend, send, and save money. It's the #1 finance app in the App Store, helping you invest in stocks with as little as $1. And connect your direct deposit and get paid 2 days early.
Don't forget to say their catchphrase.
That's money!
Delightful, delightful. Now you, high five, was it? Make me a ham sandwich.
I'd rather rip out my fingernails than do your bidding, sir.
Interesting read on that line.
That's what I went with. Deal with it.
And what about you?
I'm the thumb.
Yep. That's nice. But if you three don't abide by our deal, I'm afraid you'll never wrestle again.
Fuck this so you can't enforce the contract if you're gonna get knocked out.
What?
Oh, let's give him a beatdown, girls.
Finger magic!
With the thumb? Where'd he go?
Oh, they seem mad, but it looks like they won't be pummeling me today.
Is that-
how wonderful. Relaxing by
Is
the
that
fire, using Cash
Is that
App.
Force I Die?
You know, you can download Cash App from the App Store or Google Play Store today to create your own cash tag. You can share your cash tag with friends and use Cash App to send payments
that's
with
Force-
ease.
Wow.
I think that's Force I Die's,
Stay away forever. And when he returns, we'll be ready. Yeah, we still need to work on that. I know it's really rough. High five.
We'll see about that, ladies. This is a dog. Until then, this is the life.
That is adorable.
Matt.
I'll show this
Matt.
clip later.
Back to you. Oh, yeah, you're so good.
Thank you, Vince McSam. And our second sponsor for tonight is D&D Beyond. If you need an easy gift to give your favorite
I don't think
DM
this is the last episode of
or
the
have a
night.
kobold who
Of the
seems to have
year.
everything, give the gift of D&D with D&D Beyond. Sending a book has never been easier. Simply buy a book as a gift at checkout and send your friend a code. No unnecessary trips to the crowded post office, and your friends get the book immediately. Check it out right now at dndbeyond.link/CR-shop.
D&D Beyond.
Oh God, we're crossing the ad streams. So, next up, there's no other next up. That's the end of our announcements. So that means it's time for us to jump into tonight's episode of Critical Role.
One by one we climb until we reach the top. Two by two we fall. Will we meet our friend?
And don't be our destiny.
Hold
Hold
your
your
breath and roll.
Roll.
It's Thursday.
Hey, night. Oh, you couldn't.
Join us, it's time to continue our There is magic and mystery. Who knows what will happen?
We might. But what is the turn? We never give up on the fight. From the healer to the renegade, we all share the same
goal. Adding more allies, taking more chances. Hold your breath and roll.
Certainly try.
It's Thursday night. All ye critters, come join us. It's time to continue our There is magic and mystery. From darkness, our friendship will rise.
One thing for sure, we never give up on the fight. So get ready, it's Thursday
And welcome back, children.
What do they shout?
Professionals. That's it.
Last we left off, Bell's Hells, heading southward on the continent of Marquette via the sky ship that they received bequeathed to them at the death of their dear friend, Lord Erix Estros. Went across the Hellcatch Valley, encountered a few challenges, delved into the gloomy jungles of Ashanador, where they encountered, after seeking them, the Gorgine, in hopes of helping Chetney not just learn more about his journey as a blood hunter, but to possibly find a way to curb this newfound tethered, murderous urge brought on by the flares of Ruidus. After meeting the troop and brought to their village of Beranak, you were told the safer route for the time schedule that you're on would be to go to the temple of the savage spirit of the forest and beseech them for guidance and perhaps a trial. There, you went ahead and found this long-forgotten temple. You sat there in quiet reverie and meditation, and whatever that looks like for Chetney, if that really was very quiet, who knows. But while the rest of you watched, the spirit did indeed reach out to you just as the moonlight began to peek through sourcelessly. And upon narrowing its attention on what it thought you were and could become, it possessed you. And while the rest of the Gorgine watched, Chetney, in his wolven form, swelled to a massive size and attacked you. Unleashed, Wolven Chetney, a savage beast, smelling and hungry for blood, went after each and every one of you. And as you battled, eventually managing to quell the beast within through a series of quick thinking, quick spells, and your friendship reaching beyond the boundaries of this fanatic nature within. And, of course, blocking the moonlight from the top of the chamber, which seemed to be the tether to this ability. Smart. His form diminished, and his brain, his mind was recaptured.
Eventually.
In those moments of consideration of the trial, the Gorgine congratulated you. The spirit seemed to leave, and with this newfound experience, most of you stripped off your clothing and ran streaking into the moonlight. During which, as you were about to leave, you smelled the familiar scent of your late husband and turned towards the statue that was in the center of this chamber. And through some strange gift of the Wild Mother and her connection to his life or yours, you were given the opportunity to give your blade over to her essence, and then retrieved it, changed, improved. Holding this blade in your hand, you rushed out to join the rest of your teammates into the evening chaos. That's where we left off. Is there anything particular you want to do while you're streaking in the moonlight?
Can you describe their flesh as they're running through the forest?
Detail.
You get a long rest. After a night of restful sleep.
Rest for a long
We'll say after an evening of
I relate Matt.
reverie
Most-
and
all
exhaustion,
of them.
both hand in hand, eventually morning does come to greet you. The fog of the gloomed forest around you, the smells of fungus and dew, rotting earth, fresh vegetation, and the possibility of new morning greet you as you all wake up. A bit tense, a bit bruised, but nevertheless, the day is yours. The rest of the Gorgine are already gathered their materials. You can see they leave one final offerings to the temple within. A few fruits, a few other coins, whatever they want to gift on to the entity of the spirit within the
There
temple.
we go.
I feel like I'm in the rainforest.
I know.
Yeah. But for you guys, what would you like to do?
Oh, I feel so invigorated. I'm a brand new wolf. It's the best. I'm 200 years younger all over again.
You don't look it.
That's fucked up. You could have held the illusion for 1 second. Let me ride with it. It's okay. There are not even any mirrors around. Fuck.
Well, what do we do next? And do you feel like you have more control in the moment?
No, not anymore. I guess I just have memory loss, you know? I'm just all senile now.
Well, I thought that was...
Don't let her get to you, Chetney. This is an amazing achievement, and you know she's probably just a little cranky because she was dead a couple days ago.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. I should have consideration.
Yeah.
Put myself in other people's shoes.
You put yourself in other people's dead shoes. Yeah.
F.C.G, that is so wise. You're right. You're absolutely right. I'm sorry, Ladna.
Do you want to
That's
try my
gonna be
shoes
easy.
on?
She died with her boots
I think
on.
they look cute on you, actually.
Do you have very small feet?
I don't know. Compared to you, I don't know.
I got some big
How
feet.
big are your feet? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. These the curls on the shoes. That's where my toes go.
Oh, those are actual toes?
Yeah, it took me 250 years to cultivate the grow.
Wow. Wait,
Yep.
it's not a toenail. It's your actual.
What a way to find out.
Wow.
Easy.
Take off your shoes.
No, they're already off. I just bury my toes in the dirt every time we stop. It's like running around in scuba fins.
Are you officially a member of the Gorgini now?
At this point, you hear the throat clearing from not too far from you. You see Annalyn is sitting up on one of the rocks and is currently finishing putting on the rest of her leather armor for the morning's journey. I mean, you've always been a member of the orders, obviously. If you want to be a member of the Gorgine, you'll maybe have to come back and train with us for more than a few days. But you're certainly an ally and on a path. It looks like the evening's trial was as effective as any of us could have hoped. I feel like it was less for you and more for your compatriots. You know what they're dealing with. Understand when someone carries something dark within them that they have a hard time fighting. Sometimes the responsibility lies on those who are closest to them to know how to guide them and work with the challenge they carry. So, I'd say you all passed the trial. At least, you will if you remember this and keep these lessons in mind. Finishes strapping on her bracer and picks up the short bow, grabs the hammer to the side as Annalyn looks over and gives like a quick whistle. You watch as some of the other Gorgine who had escorted you begin to pull out of the nearby bushes. You see Manad looks to be some sort of an odd forest rabbit, but it has these like long kind of curled horns that come out of the front of its mouth, and its back legs have these heavy claws. It's just kind of hanging as he drags it behind.
Is that a were-rabbit?
It's not a were-rabbit, it's a breakfast rabbit. Throws it over to you. I thought you'd catch it. I'm sorry. I didn't.
Very rapid.
Just hit you in the face.
I feel like shit. I'm gonna.
You look like the one that catches things.
You're right. That's on me. I'm gonna.
No.
Minaj just walks off into the forest, super embarrassed.
He's the hot one.
Thanks for the rabbit.
I think we're learning too many lessons too quickly.
It falls into the bush, and now becomes aware. Very rapid.
I should thank all of you. I've never had to be accountable to anybody, and it's a great feeling knowing that you all were looking out for me at the same time. I won't let you down. I'll give it my best, I promise. Put it to use in a good way. But, you know, when the wolf comes out, you know, maybe just a little bit of a wide berth. I mean, unless you're down with that.
So it still could
Very
come
down
out?
with it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think it's something that I'll always have to just...
Ooh. Shall be done before
I'll
one.
always be a wolf. And it'll always be a point where it could go too far.
We'll keep you in check. Yeah.
Should we have like a code word or something when you get too
Yes.
hungry?
Holy fuck, he's freaking out is usually, I think.
A code word or some hand gestures. I'm game for either or.
Like hitting you in the face.
I'll hit him with a hammer.
No, I meant like to signal the rest of the team.
You're
Signal
getting.
them.
Oh.
You have
You're
to do
gonna
that,
tell
right?
us?
Oh, no.
Well, I mean,
When you feel
Oh,
like
there,
you're losing
there is a
yourself
video.
Yeah, yeah.
I just found the video for
I'll figure something out.
levels.
Yeah, if it starts getting a little ornery,
Well.
it starts getting a little much, not the other kind of issue.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you a signal.
So far, your signal has been tearing me open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we get one earlier?
Yeah. I'll get you like a little, you know, when the theaters dim the lights. You ever been to the theater?
We all have membership cards to a theater. Yeah.
The one theater. It was a great show.
It was wonderful.
I don't get it. You sit in a big ass room and watch people act stupid. Okay.
We went to the theater just before we met you, actually.
Yeah, I was waiting outside. You wouldn't catch me dead inside there.
I didn't know you had a thing against theaters.
I think we get +1s with our memberships actually, if you ever wanna,
Go back.
give it a try.
Oh, okay. We'll keep it in mind.
Are you afraid of the theater?
Afraid? No. I tend to fall asleep. And then I have like a glottal stuff. I'm a very loud snorer.
Yeah, we know.
I've been twice and kicked out twice.
That's probably just your age. If you go to any matinee, It's like a whole scene.
I'm seriously, and it feels like they're not even trying. Half the cast had changed. There are all these flyers in the pamphlet. I couldn't track anything.
You know, the sleepiness could just be the result of a boring show. You know, if we saw something really impressive.
Riveting?
Yeah, that would keep you awake.
Very
We'll
loud.
see. I have a very discerning palate for theater.
I could tell. I could tell.
I wonder if I can send a message to the captain and have them bring
Meet
the
us
ship
here?
our
Xander's
direction.
will
Yeah,
find
so
us
that we
here.
don't have to waste as many days traveling back.
Although we probably need to go up and get like a little above the tree elevation, right? One of the towers.
Right, is this structure sort of hidden away in the trees, or is there...
We're on a cliffside, right?
It's a cliffside that kind of there's a number of hills that kind of punch up, and the jungle kind of moves with it. There is a minor clearing here, but there are a number of those pockets. You would probably have to find some way to flag them down so they knew where to go. You can give them a basic direction; they can try and find you, but you know, it isn't a very easy to spot location unless you have an idea of how to make it stand out.
Can't you just go up and
Yeah.
do a little flashbang in the
Yeah,
sky?
like a little fireworks display.
Give it a shot.
But we're like a day away from them. They won't see it.
Well, they could get here a lot faster than a day, right?
But
Yeah.
would they see it from where they are?
Like instead of a
Give them a
message.
general
and let them
direction,
know.
and then...
Sure.
You guys are about a day and a half to 2 days from Barnock, and that's about a half day to where you left the
Yeah.
ship. So if you were to send the ship your way, the speed it travels, it would get to you in under a day.
Great, let's do
Pretty
it.
great. All right, yeah. Then I'm gonna
Cons?
send a message
Okay.
and give them. How would I give them directions to this area?
Do we have it?
I would be able to.
Are any of the Gorgonay around to?
Yeah, I mean, they're all around, other than Manad, who's
Sure.
just kind of came out.
Hey.
Gorgonay.
They would know how far and in what direction we were from the drop-off point.
Vaguely.
I assume.
Captain Xandis?
I don't know.
And Lynn kind of lets you know from where we picked you up initially the evening. It's a bit northwest of where we are now. As far as landmarks go, there's a heavy red patch of trees cover a little ways to the west of where we currently stand. That might be visible from the sky. If they just travel due west and a bit south. Sorry, east and a bit south from where they are.
Do you know where we are?
We have a lot of
It's been a long night and I've been
lot of card
already
breaks.
day drinking. No.
South and a bit east of where they are now.
East and a bit south.
East and a bit south of where they are now.
And we
This
can-
is gonna go well.
We can throw up a
I'm
fire
gonna
every now and then.
quickly.
But also a little
Northwest.
Shit, stop it. South. No, east and a bit south. God. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna send a message to Xandis. Y'all can come pick us up. We're east and a bit south. About half a day's journey from you.
Red trees, red trees, red trees.
Big patch of red trees. I'll send a flare.
I'll send it.
I'll send.
They'll know.
Oh, good morning. Okay, good to know that. We'll go ahead and start heading that direction and look for the red trees, I guess. That's it.
All right. That seems like they'll definitely find us. What?
I just read the very official contract
Oh.
prop. All it says is balls and titties 1,000 times. Good prop making.
Don't let him behind the curtain.
Good
They
prop
can't
making,
know.
guys.
This is what feels like.
Balls and titties, balls and titties, titties and ass, titties and ass, balls and titties.
There are no other written words in the building besides that.
That's kind of true.
We are adults.
Somehow.
All right.
So we just kill some time until they get here?
Sure.
Sure.
Nadav actually comes back with a couple more of the jungle rabbits, and a breakfast meal is shared as he kind of
Are they
sits
gonna
there.
cook them?
Yeah, they cook them.
I'm gonna watch them cook. I want to learn how to cook. I can't eat, but I want to learn how to cook.
Nod's like, all right, go on, pay attention. You got yourself a small blade? Teach you how to clean it. All right, yeah, just make sure you point it away.
Sure.
Muzzle?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
It's rusty a little bit.
This is a good hobby. I just, maybe some better, gotta get you some tools.
Sure.
I mean, I'm excited. This is good. It's good for you.
Nod shows you the process of, skinning your prey and preparing it for cooking and managing to cook it over a fire and how best to remove the unnecessary parts of its innards, preparing the meat for food, something that you're not too familiar with, nevertheless.
No.
But yeah, the process is easy enough to pick up.
Can I have a tart?
Oh.
Is that what that is?
Yes.
A little nubbin?
Why
There
do
you
you
go.
think that that's a tart?
I get out pate. I just shove it in his ribs. There you go, buddy.
Oh, it just woke me right up, didn't it?
I just want to know. I don't know if you have one, so I thought maybe you'd want one.
Let's give it a shot.
Does it work?
It just falls out. And he's like, well, it was worth a shot, eh?
We'll work on it.
No,
Smell
I got it tickles.
really bad. As F.C.G. cooks and cleans, do his eyes flash red at any point in the process?
Make a perception check.
Blood.
Fucking.
The blood on my hands.
Ooh, it was almost a 1. 15.
15. You notice partway through the process of him helping clean one of these creatures that nothing changes.
Should have rolled higher.
I don't know. It looks like something's changing.
What are you stroking?
The meat tongue.
Pulling off the skin.
God.
I'm pulling out the tongue of the rabbit. Do rabbits have tongues? They must have tongues.
Yeah, they could have
Tiny little
tongues.
tongues.
Do you want to
do you
sew
think they
that
have a
onto
beak?
the end of your
It's
big
so
one?
fucked
actual
up.
tongue?
Yeah.
What is happening?
You don't have with time?
Oh.
Orm is going to move off a ways from the group, and
I'm gonna move away from.
and he leaves. Orm just leaves.
He's done.
I tried. He goes off to the side and begins to move through the steps of the Zephiratom with this new blade and gets to know it for a while. And he starts slow, and then it gets quicker and quicker. And at a certain point, his shield hand, he points it out at like a small log on the ground, and a vine shoots out Spider-Man style to the log, and he yanks it into the air and then slashes with the blade. And even though the log is like 20 feet in the air, it gets cut in half as soon as Orm swings.
No way.
Boy, got reach.
Boy got reach. And he just quietly is smiling at
Are you saying that thing has projective?
God blessed blade.
He's got how far of a reach?
15.
40 feet.
15.
No, I thought it was 20.
The vine is 20.
Oh, okay. Oh, is it different than the spell itself?
Correct.
It is. Thanks. Okay. That's great.
I tiptoe over to Fern.
Which, for the record, yeah, you all notice this cool blade, so.
Awesome.
Your blade is cool.
Thanks.
Fern.
Yes.
You know, I was kind of thinking about it, and well, I'm good at kind of being creepy and deceiving, and I've got a little bit of like little sniper shots. I don't really have anything that can like go boom and target just a bunch of people all at once. And so, I don't know, just wondering if maybe you could I wouldn't mind learning to play with a little bit of fire, maybe.
Oh, I would absolutely love to help with that. Yes. Okay. Oh, this gives me a bit of a project.
Okay.
I
yes,
love
we can
this idea.
work on it over time.
I love this. I think
Oh,
you're gonna
dear.
be amazing at it. I think
Oh, God.
aesthetically it's gonna be very
Oh,
good.
no.
Yes.
All right.
Definitely will add to it.
Okay.
I'm excited about this.
Me too.
How's it feel being alive again? Sorry, I just jumped right in.
No,
I
you
didn't
did.
know that was
No, it's
coming.
very light and jovial, and then that just
I was trying to make it
swerves.
just get it in real
Yes.
quick.
No, it feels it feels incredible, and I'm still, of course, grappling with the such extreme lengths you all went to get me back, but
I'm still not entirely sure if there's still a piece of Delilah lingering in there, and I don't know, there's certain things I'm still just unsure of, and kind of, I'm not easily afraid of things, but I'm still kind of afraid of myself.
I understand that feeling. Sometimes it goes well, and other times it's like, oh, oops.
Yes.
That's awful. I didn't like that woman very much, and I think we can all do whatever we can to keep her away. If the little bit of her is still there, we can try. But I think you fought her pretty well.
1 hour and 41 minutes.
From the inside.
Break's going to have a quick start here.
You? Yeah, perhaps it's a bit like what Anna Lynn was talking about with Chetney, and
Mine's 15 too, so
we just all have to know how to work with each other's strengths and limitations.
Yeah.
Sure.
11:26.
11:26.
I feel pretty terrible that I flipped a coin for your lives. I'm sorry. I didn't want to make the decision myself, and then it felt so flippant and terrible.
And that was more the change fingers choice. Well, let's blame it on a god.
Yeah, yeah.
Regardless, I support the decision.
Okay. Well, I'm very glad you're back.
Me too.
I missed you terribly for that moment of time.
It seemed like so long, yet I know it was not that long in the grand scheme of things.
Well, I'll think of some ideas.
Okay.
And we'll just make it fun dangerous.
I love it.
Maybe a little chaotic. Maybe like a little bad dangerous, but we'll see what happens.
Okay. So while the two of you are discussing the possible untethered dangers of fire and all of its wondrous pyromaniacal deadliness.
Like Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah, straight
Fire.
Fire. No.
I love them so much. The new stuff's great. Anyway, while that's happening, Uther, the kind of older male Gorgine who kind of kept it to the back of most of your traveling paths, sees you practicing with your sword and kind of walks up to it and goes, That's a real fine weapon you got there. Your technique is something I haven't seen before.
Yeah, it's sort of old and new.
What do you call it?
Boy. You know, my husband gave me this sword, and my father gave me this shield. Never thought to name them.
Well, if they mean that much to you, you should name them.
Well, the gods take notice, yeah.
He pulls out a long blade that he has at his side and kind of like turns it over in his arm. This?
Yeah.
The Jaw Taker.
The Jaw Taker?
Name because when the person I stole it from, I cut his jaw off with it.
Oh. So you don't make it's not like a habit. Like you don't collect jaws.
No, that would be
just
it was the one time.
The one time.
It seemed poetic.
It's intimidating.
Is it? Should I change it?
No.
Okay. Puts it away.
No. Can I you sort of like a rough and tumble brawler, or?
I was younger, maybe.
Yeah.
Nowadays, just, I don't know, trying to do my best to help the kids out before I run out of steam.
Where you hail from?
Oh, it's originally part of the Clary Orders up in Wildmount. A while back. Wandering the Sevalier Wood.
Never been.
It's colder. Much colder. Oh, oddly, the jungles here have kind of a familiar shadow to them, so that's nice. A little part of home, but with a better weather pattern.
I get that. I get the traveler life.
It's nice to have a home finally after traveling for a long time. I hope you and your friends don't travel too long and you all get to find a home too. Or return to what you got.
I'll think of a name.
Do that. He pulls out his sword again. Like blood splash. I don't know. He walks off like just muttering to himself.
It's a good name.
That was Uther, yeah.
It's the thing you take one job on and then you just start getting gifted all the time. You're the jawbone person, and it's just didn't ask for it.
So the skyship begins to become visible on the horizon. After you've been here for a bit, and this is any business you want to maintain while you're here. Now, if you guys have been practicing this whole time, is this something you wanted to pick up?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
What'd you do?
How did you practice while in a dense jungle?
Yeah, it's wet.
Tell me that.
It's
Tell me that.
No, let's start small. Just how do I manifest?
So, usually what I do,
All right.
I just kind of rub my fingers together.
Okay.
It gets real hot. And then in my head, I
I don't have
just...
good circulation. I got a point. It's like they're a little colder.
That's right. Well, you're flaking a little bit. Some pieces are coming up.
It's been
Okay.
The jungle's not been good for the.
So just maybe do this little action.
All right.
And then think fire in your head. Like see it. See the big flame. Just ready to fucking burn shit. And then you blow it out to your fingertips. And then you should get some fire. Just a little start.
All right. All right. Okay. Oh my God. I'm so nervous. All right. Don't
got this, you got this,
don't
you
look
got
at me. Look at
You
me.
want me to
But
look
don't.
away?
No. Look at me. Look at me. I need to.
I could probably hear. I could see the. I could.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, all right.
And where are you looking?
Well, I was looking at my fingers,
That
so
batch
I
of
guess.
dry leaves over there.
Yeah. Base of a tree.
Chutney, whittling.
A little bit,
Peace.
a little bit to the
You know
left
what?
of where Orem was practicing.
I have an idea. I have an
Okay.
idea. If it's not too late,
Yes.
maybe you just try it at me. Oh,
Oh boy.
All right.
I can just. It's fine. I can take it because it's just a little heat. I can take a
Well,
little
you're
heat.
you're off fire,
close my
especially,
eyes.
right? Can you maybe like catch it?
I've never tried. Let me see if I can try.
Mr. kind of climbs in your shoulder and was like, gets excitement in his
Yeah, you
eyes.
He's into it. Wait, is it all right? What if I hit Mister?
It's fine.
He ignites,
Yeah.
in flames.
He's also.
Such an inspiration. Oh my God.
I think he's also immune to fire damage.
Okay, I'm gonna kind of think about Mister.
Okay, I'm gonna try to think about catching it.
As you imagine in your head this kind of small flicker, the start of a match, the crackle of a fire as it begins to burn into a furnace, an inferno, a raging forest fire, a molten volcano eruption, just all the elemental imagery of what fire means in the history of Exandria. And as you blow, you open your eyes just in time to see the very tips where the connections of your fingers are. There's this faint orange glow between them. And as you separate them slightly, all those little tips of glow go fit into one small little bead. And you blow it, and it just kind of drifts like a fast-moving mote on the wind.
Oh, it's tiny.
Over towards you, Fern.
Oh,
It's
my.
a little one.
mister? Just grab it?
He chomps on it. An explosion of flame completely engulfs both
by the way,
him and
you did this
Fern
in a dense jungle.
in a 20-foot radius. All the nearby trees that were covered in morning dew and mist are now scorched, and there is a vacant spot where the warmth has completely
Be
eliminated the
thankful
surrounding
you didn't
mist
burn
and
the whole
fog.
forest out.
All the rest of you hear a
It's
I am
okay.
up the trees in the treetop so I can spot this guy.
Oh,
It's happening.
so
it's all right. Oh, is everything on fire or with just a...
Are you on fire?
not everything is scorched, but there are no flames catching. Thankfully, it is a moist enough
Okay.
jungle, and the flame is immediate enough that it didn't catch. However, you do 8d6 fire damage to Fern.
86.
Let's go.
Small.
Let's go. It's all right.
You're a practiced sorcerer.
There's
We
no
have a
dialing
cleanse.
down a fireball.
Yeah,
And just for a bit, you kind of talked about it being like a light, like an ember.
of course.
For it's the little like purpley and glowy, like those like deep,
light.
you know, kind of the center of a dark ember. Oh God.
Jesus, you
Chair
just
weight.
chair.
I did. 12.
What'd you get on the chair?
4.
2 legs.
12, 14, 16, 18, 25 damage. 25
25 points of fire damage to you, Fern. And Mr. I believe is immune to fire.
Probably.
It makes sense.
He is.
So, and you hear this explosion, you glance over, and now you're used to the bright, vibrant oranges and reds of natural and, nature-based fire. This little seed of, this little mote of energy as it comes towards you, the red ember turns to a dark purplish color, and as it detonates, the flames that surround you in a flash are a deep black purple coloration. This is a different kind of fire, pulled from a different kind of energy, from a different kind of magical source.
You caught it!
I just imagine her.
I
just like,
did.
Fern,
Whoa, that was...
you?
Yes.
Y'all all right?
Yes, yes.
why are you throwing a suit?
Everything's fine.
Are we attacking each other
Why
again?
did you just
No. We were just having a lesson, and turns out Laudna's very extremely powerful and good at it already.
Oh, goodness. So,
That was amazing.
thank
like,
you.
that was
Well,
a-
you're an amazing teacher.
I didn't even know I
Did
could
you learn
teach.
your
I
lesson
didn't even know
card?
I could teach, and I feel like I love it.
Yeah, I mean, so inspiring.
Oh my god. Okay, this was so fun. We should do more classes. Okay.
Maybe the next lesson could be in like in an
Not
open field,
without
though,
healing potions.
Are you all
Sure.
right?
I mean, that definitely
Not
hurt.
without freaking
Do you,
healing.
do you want me to heal you? Can we go a day without killing one of each other?
Well, this
sure.
was,
I'm gonna take a little bit of a nap on the ship. It's fine.
A little bit of a nap.
When
Your hair is all gone. What?
That is not true.
Well,
I see it here.
That's kind of like
your eyebrows are
It's
gone.
just the back of
Her
it.
hair-
It's all
her
gone.
just- she just flew.
Well,
Yes, but
it's a
no.
little patchy back there. But I'm gonna take a nap on the ship. It's fine.
Speaking of,
And the thing is, when you teach, when you're an amazing teacher, you do know that sometimes you're gonna take a little bit of the heat. So,
so wise.
and if you have an amazing student, I mean,
It goes.
what are you
It
gonna
just
do?
goes with the territory of teaching. You just gotta take.
It's fine. I'm just gonna take a nap. I'm just.
You're gonna sleep it off?
I'm gonna sleep it off. I'm just loving this warmth that I'm.
Should we call you
working with.
professor now? I mean,
Yeah,
Professor Fern.
Professor Calloway.
Professor Calloway's way better.
Classes in session.
So you're sending up
Presentation. Just
presentations, create some sparks
Yeah.
of
I feel like this is gonna be animated by
Was
someone.
it Frecio had the big hammer? Which one of
the hammer is Annalyn.
Oh, it was Annalyn.
Yeah, the leader.
I would have hunted them down.
Okay, yeah, she's not too far, especially as they're preparing for the gathering, they're getting the materials up, and Annalyn's putting out the fire that was used to cook lunch. Would it be at this point in time? And kind of kicks the dirt over, and notices you approaching.
So, I'm really bad at this. Yeah, you've met our friend now, and you kind of see what we have to deal with in a what we're going to be dealing with on a day-to-day basis with that guy.
I know it very well.
He's a lot. I was watching you practice. Would you show me something? No, not that I'm really. I mean, I'm really fucking good with this thing. But like, I saw you doing some stuff when we were. I mean, I don't think you were showing off. You might have been showing off, but it was pretty. You know, it was pretty cool. If you got a second, I'd love to learn something.
Her
you got.
Tense brow turns into a side smirk before kind of giving a nod and a playful sigh. Of course, we have a little bit of time. Come.
Yeah.
Takes you off into the clearing and begins with just a gentle sparring, kind of, just kind of getting a feel for your technique, and begins to give you notes. It's a bit untethered, unfocused, which could work to your advantage. I think what could really work to your advantage is to know how to focus, how to maintain the discipline, and switch off between the unknowable, kind of chaotic technique that you utilize with bursts of discipline. Then you keep them guessing. And as far as your friend goes, sometimes you have to knock some sense into them.
Yeah.
Just go for there's a right part of the temple. Not too close to the center where the eye is, because you can do permanent damage, but like right above and to the side. You'd be surprised how heavily you could clock someone and send them sprawling for a time to regain their wits. Right about, and they glance over to the hole in the side of your head. It's right about there, actually.
I'm pretty familiar with that one.
Good.
Yeah.
Now just imagine that hole in their head and aim for it.
Right. Let's do some rounds, if you don't mind. So, yeah, just spar.
Yep.
Try and focus.
Y'all begin to hear like the cracking of hammer on hammer, the occasional whiff as a large weapon is wielded through the air, cutting through. Occasionally a tree trunk takes the impact. It sounds like almost like the distant rolling thunder of an oncoming storm off on the horizon, as both of them just kind of end up sparring through the nearby grounds outside of the temple. And it's about this time and the skyship begins to close in. Both you and Enelin kind of finish up the session. She's breathing a little heavy. Not too bad. I think you might have some talent within you.
Thank you. I appreciate everything you've done for my friend. He's a fucking mess.
Yes, he is. But we all were. And she kind of looks at some of her compatriots. We all are.
Look forward to making our way back here one of these days.
I hope so. Lugs the hammer up onto her shoulder. Walks over to you as you begin to see now the skyship is kind of found the space and is circling over, and you can gather off the side. You can see some of the Khalil is kind of shouting over the side. We're coming around, going to put down the ladder. Prepare, gather your things.
Everybody finish your rabbit.
Well, there was rabbit?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, fuck.
It's just been sitting here.
Here you go.
I should have told
Did you
you.
make it?
Yeah, I made it, but I don't know what to do, so I just kind of
Did
left
you
it
cook
there.
it enough?
This is so greasy.
How'd you how?
I tried it.
You left a little bit of the hair.
It doesn't taste like much. Oh, is the hair all supposed to come off? I thought that would be good to you could grab onto it a little easier.
Oh,
It's not certainly an option. That's some.
I'm not going to tell you how to eat your rabbit.
It's really good, F.C.G.
I'll work on it.
Annalyn approaches you as everyone's preparing for this and kind of just stands over you for a second, hammer still on the shoulder. How are you feeling, Poc-O-Pea?
Oh. That sounds so weird. Dignified. I feel good. Invigorated, inspired, but also a little, I don't know, maybe a little more anchored than before. Maybe more worried. I think I just kind of enjoyed the wild nature of what was inside rather than really weighing the consequences of what letting it out might be. But that's probably a good thing.
It's a necessary perspective. It is very intoxicating what it offers. I think the key is learning when is the appropriate time to let it take over.
Yeah.
and letting them know
Yeah.
what we carry. We carry.
I felt so young this morning that Lana fucked me up.
What we carry is heavy. Those of us who lose the strength to do so, often it's because we try and carry it alone. If they care about you, and they offer, let them help you carry it.
I know, but it's so much easier just to try and do it yourself.
I know. Trust me. I know.
Thank you for this opportunity to learn. I'll come back if we ever catch a break in the action, but it's pretty nonstop with these guys.
I understand. Well, you know loosely where to find us, or at least how to call us if need be.
True.
And now we know what your sound is, so.
Our sound, the collective sound.
Yes, your howl is the most, though.
Thanks. I have a question. I just kind of saddle up to her knee. Uther, was with the Claret Order?
He was before he had.
Do you know why he left?
Best I know, he left a wound on his past. The place he once called home, he did enough damage where it was no longer home.
Ouch.
There's a recurring theme in our kind of nomadic misfits. Part of this journey is learning how to stop, pardon the turn of phrase, shitting where we sleep.
Right. Guess it only matters if you care where you sleep. It's kind of new for me. Okay. Thank you.
Of course. Remember, runes, clear markings, intersections. Embody what you want to prevent, embody what you want to instill, embody the kind of pain you want to drive in, and mark accordingly.
Yeah. I'll keep practicing.
All right. Now get.
All right.
While you're all about to head up and the ladder is now dropped and people are starting to gather up, Fern, you hear Manad's voice. Fern.
Yes.
Just wanted to say good luck to you and your friends out there, and I don't know, just
Yeah, crisp sauce.
You left the straightener on too long.
Yeah. It smells a little weird, but I don't think that's me.
I just wanted to, tell everyone for us, good luck, and you're always welcome to come back and visit Bannock anytime.
Oh, I will.
Yeah.
I will. Is the invitation just open for all the time?
Well, I mean, for training and sharing stories about the world and adventures. We don't really get too far out of the jungles. It's just nice to know. You folks have a ship, so you're getting around a bunch and you're caught up in some weird stuff. And yeah, just anytime you want to come on by, I can get some more rabbits.
All right. That sounds like fun.
Great.
Okay.
And he just darts off.
Bye, Manad.
Did that just happen?
Bye, Chetney. Good luck.
Thanks.
That really did just happen. Holy shit.
Well, we're welcome back here anytime. So,
Are you?
What did you write?
See, I think Minna.
I didn't finish my sentence yet.
Circling it over and over.
Are you making a kill
Are
list?
you all right? Because it looks like, is that part of the burn, or is that just the reddening of your flesh there? What is that?
Oh, it might be the reddening of my flesh.
Because of the horrific burn you received, or
Maybe a little bit of both. You know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
you are the most chill burn victim I've ever met.
Well, I'm just really proud of my student. I don't know what to say.
Okay.
Well, I'm gonna take a little bit of a nap.
Sure.
Yeah, you need some rest.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Sleep
take it.
off that burn.
So, if you need me, come get me.
Sleep off that bird.
That works.
That's how it works.
D&D.
Oh, just gonna take a nap.
Go to the hospital and see the people sleeping off their burns.
So you all climb back up onto the sky ship.
The rings through a sword.
The Silver Sun.
I can sleep it
You're
off.
greeted by the crew and, of course, Captain Zandis. Welcome back. Glad to see you're all in one sort of pieces, mostly. Oh, you had a morning. So I guess we're going back towards Eos, right? Where we're heading?
Back on the main path.
This is where we're off to.
All right, weather's looking pretty decent. We're outside of the Hellcatch, so about 2 days or so journey, looking to make itself around that place.
Okay.
I guess, buckle up.
Pretty close.
Go ahead and takes to the wheel, and they pull up the ladder, and then the sky ship begins to curve back in a southern direction. And as you all kind of feel the ship begin to crest away, you glance over the side and can see just barely the shape of the cliffside temple as it begins to peek through part of the canopy, and just the handful of distant faces of the Gorgine kind of looking up before they charge back into the jungle, and you can just barely hear the echoing distant sound of as they just go
No,
rushing.
not.
Just chutney on the side of the ship.
I really should have doing a howl class. Remember things? Plus, I think it was like a full moon.
But we have 2 days' journey.
Very nice full moon.
So
All right.
early 20 for the first day.
Start
Where
this
were
side.
we?
Or we're on you?
I think it was me next.
Get it.
As we're flying.
Mm-hmm.
What'd you say?
Roll one.
Oh.
One. Travis and I want to play.
It's a natural 20.
Fuck you.
It's actually not a 1 to 5 anymore. 1 to 5 is over the Hellcatch.
Oh,
Now it's 15 to 20?
We don't know. We don't know. We don't know.
It's like 1 to 2.
It's much lesser. That's why the Hellcatch was so dangerous.
As we're flying, I'd love to find Denalia,
So wait, where are we going?
the cook,
Yeah.
and grab, if I could, who has Eshtarosh's recipes?
Recipes, doesn't it? Not have the recipes.
The recipes was problem.
I have
No, this
the
is not.
Imogen.
What is this?
They're the same person.
Yeah.
I did, I raided the spice cabinets. So, turmeric,
What's
ginger,
Eshtarosh's?
Eshtarosh's.
Esther.
That'll help. Who's got the fuck?
I had the recipe.
Are they going to?
No, he had the recipe.
Cinnamon.
I want to give them a little bit more time. Maybe like
some sort of sourdough starter or some stuff. It's been sitting there for a while, but it's
Before they go up,
I'd
we'll
love
on
to
again.
work with Denalia and try to prepare some of these.
Well, of course.
He had his cookie recipe. That's what he gave us.
I'll try to make some.
No, I haven't made cookies in a while. Denalia takes the recipe, looks over.
Wait a minute.
Can
yeah,
you
but
teach
you're-
me how to do it too?
What?
Can you teach me how to do it too?
Of course, yeah. Just follow along. It's not hard to do. Come on.
I just can't. I've never been around food before, so I don't know anything about nothing. Treat me like a total novice, all right?
Of course, yeah. No, okay. Just keep your ears or whatever you got
have
there
ears.
perked up, and we're gonna make some cookies.
Okay,
Come
Tim and
on.
Eric character.
Come on.
great.
Have we heard
Denalia?
Like very briefly.
Oh, wow.
I think we got.
So Denalia, this kind of sandy-haired
Hour left.
bugbear, just the body covered in fur, long arms, and this like almost little, just kind of like this little formal dress on that looks a little tattered and worn that she just wears every day. Kind of brings you down and brings you step by step in the recreation, I should say, of this lauded and worldwide unappreciated, untested, untried recipe of Lord Eshtaros's maple ginger cookies. But yeah, so you pick up the gist of it, and so if you ever want to make them on your own, we can roll some checks to see how they go.
What exactly would be those checks now?
The D20 was 20.
Yeah, no worries. Which, fair weather, just as Captain Xandus had originally described. Even the mists of the jungle seem to be relatively thin, and you have now a beautiful overview of the many multitudes of textures and colors that move through. You can see glimmers of the Chalkstep Road that carves through the north side. This is the road that connects the Hellcatch Valley to the heart of Ashanador. You also look down and you see what looks to be along this road another village below. That's kind of intersecting with the road and built in the middle of the jungle. As you kind of glance over, you can see it looks to be of a moderate size, maybe a few thousand people call it their home. You can see there are heavy walls and looks like there are watchtowers there, holdovers from the last military re-encampment of the the villages during the Apex War. But there are folks around there that have cultivated and cut down some of the land, turned it into farming land. There is a bustling society beneath.
And do we know?
Less famous friend.
Make a history check.
No, I don't, because I've been spelling it wrong this whole time.
Would it be an advantage because it's an area that I'm kind of familiar with, or no?
No, you just have a lower DC because you are from the area. Or, unfortunately, you're not certain what this is. Growing up in the part of the Talon Highlands there wasn't a lot of conversation about the specifics of the geography of Ashanador. You've never traveled here nor had much of a reason to look into it, but you're welcome to ask. And Captain Xandus usually goes, "Oh, that right down there? Yeah, that's Koreo.
Koreo.
Q-O-R-E-O.
North Korea or South Korea?
Damn it. Every time.
2 seconds. 2 seconds.
Q-O-R-E-O.
Q-O-R-E-O.
Feel for you, man.
Koreo.
And just because Marisha doesn't know how to take notes, how do you spell EOS?
We got it already. Danny just told us.
It's
Y-I-O-S.
Yeah, like I said.
Yeah, it is not at all how I ever spelled it.
I've been spelling it with an E.
Yeah,
I
me
like
too.
E better. I'm going to keep spelling it.
No, I like it with a Y. It's cool
No,
with the
I'm
Y.
doing Y-E-O-S.
No,
Oh.
That's what I've been doing.
No.
Oh,
no.
that's is pretty.
Yos! Yos! Welcome!
Hey, you're carefully cultivated thing? Fuck that.
Oh, no, he's rolling.
What?
He's rolling.
I haven't heard of that city before. Where's it? How long has it been here?
Well, that's been done there for a long time. It's just one of the kind of smaller outposts. This part of Ashanador. Most of them were all kind of fitted out to be extension strongholds of Eos, a while back. But now they're just kind of acclimating over the years to not being quite as stuck up.
What were they supposed to be counteracting? What were they fighting off?
That would be the Stratos throne to the west.
Okay.
There's quite a bit of bloodshed back in those days. They had a lot of incursions from both sides, a lot of spies and kind of espionage going on, as well as distant aerial combats and some real kind of bloody scuffles before they kind of just both sides called it quits, not really making for lots of the money and the happiness of the peoples that are in them. So truce still kind of going, I suppose. And look down over there is the Habilon River.
Habilon?
Yes. You look over and you can see there's this massive river that's kind of carving from the northeastern direction that is just kind of winding through the jungle. And it kind of splinters off into smaller rivers at certain points, but it maintains this one core thread. And it kind of heading in that kind of from where it is, heading in a southwestern direction, it begins to curve into a just straight south. So that's going to interact towards where we're going. So right now, for me at least, I'm following that river. Comes over from the Panagrip Sands that far.
So Panagrip
Sands.
Geography is not really my thing.
Do we
Well,
have
if
a
we had
map
the
of
map.
this area, or are we outside of the map that we have?
You do not have a map of this area.
We got to get a map of this area.
I guess.
That'd be pretty cool.
But that day goes without issue. An evening goes by, and your last day of travel, possibly, unless someone rolls really bad, towards the city of Eos is encroaching. I need somebody to roll
Wait,
last detail.
before we fight a dragon,
It's where?
potentially. Next morning. Hey, Chet.
Huh?
I don't know if you remember.
Wait, can you uncuff me?
Having an awakening, Chetney. Hold on. Do I have keys?
They're under my body.
All right.
Oh,
It's Velcro. You just pull.
don't tickle now.
Keeping it together, Popeye.
Oh, thanks.
Sorry. I don't know if you're gonna remember because you were like 25 feet tall and trying to kill us. But I made this for you, and I hold out this same crude little wolf that was like 3/4 done 36 hours ago, but now it's done. It's not amazing, but it does look like a wolf. I also bought a wolf to give you at this table.
A real wolf.
A real wolf.
Oh.
But this is Liam talking, but it came and it was much nicer than the wolf you then brought out a few weeks later. I was like, well, I can't use that now. I overshot. I should have fucked it up. Right?
Still good. Just tie it. Tie behind your dog and
Run
have it run
over
around
the
the.
parking lot a few times before our next game.
Just deploying dynamite it, like tied to the string and put it out the side of the window.
But anyway, here's this imaginary one. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad we were able to help you figure things out. I don't love you coming after me so regularly, but we'll deal with it. Anyway, I just want to say I'm glad you're with us.
Orm, you're one of the bravest people I know. It's incredible. You're so young and handsome. This is truly awful. It's really, really bad. But look,
True.
It's the thought that counts. And if you just stick with it for a couple hundred years, we could refine this into something that could be a paperweight.
It's not even paperweight worthy now?
Not yet. We're not going to show this to anybody because I don't want to affect your ego, okay? But listen, it's the gesture. And you and I, we can cultivate this. It's a good starting point. Plus, you're working with you're basically trying to use an axe on a finesse.
I'm using a short sword. It's really hard.
It's hard.
Yeah.
Did you cut yourself a lot?
3 times last night.
I tell you what. And I take out one of my finesse hook chisels. This one is good for both curves, a little indentation and pressure work, and just an overall shape. Now, wrap your thumb while you're getting used to it, because usually you can ride the blade on this just a little bit. So try not to do that and see where it takes you. Plus, if you don't want to roll in somewhere with your big short sword, you can just keep this in your hand and then open somebody's neck up, and it works a lot easier.
I was going to ask, how many people have you killed with this thing?
I mean, I'm not so great with counting that high.
Wow, and you're 100.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, I haven't killed anybody with this one yet.
Okay. You're giving it to me? Is this a loaner?
Yeah, I mean, I have a couple of them, but this is a basic all-around chisel. It's good.
All right, well, I'll see if I can get up to paperweight status on the next one.
But this stays with me, only because we don't want anybody else to see it.
It's true, I don't want the others to see it. This went about as well as I expected it to.
It's good. It's good. Did you sign it?
Should I?
Well, yeah, you got to leave a mark or initials or something.
Oh, man.
Doesn't have to be letters. It could be anything.
Everyone's telling me to name things lately. Look at my sword. I pull it out, and there's just like vines, tendrils going all up my forearm, holding it in place. Look at this thing. The gods are watching.
Did that change?
I cover his face like Spider-Man in vine tendril from 7 feet away. And I pull him in close. Yeah, it does all kinds of stupid shit now. The gods are watching. After you guys left, the statue of Seratani, of the Wild Mother, Seratani, started to glow. I don't know, I just got a feeling from it. Fern saw, ask her. And, she gave me a blessing, I guess.
The statue glowed just when you were there. And were you imbued with an animal spirit? What happened?
the statue, she was holding a hilt, and I just had a feeling, and I slid the sword in. That's fine. It went about as well as I expected over here. And, it's God blessed.
That's incredible. You should really name your sword.
I did.
Oh.
I did, yeah. Uther told me he had like a really badass weapon with a scary name about taking people's jaws off. I didn't feel like that was right for me. And, you know, the sword already has sentimental value. It was from Will. And I'm never going to let go of it. So
Call
I'm
it
trying to think,
willpower.
you know, what is something that speaks to Will and speaks to me and speaks to the blessing she gave. Anyway, this is Seedling. The Wayward Pilgrim. Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah. That's a good name.
Cut myself.
Hand wrap. Yep. It's going to be happening a lot. Don't worry, it toughens up the skin.
All right, maybe I'll come to you for pointers, too. But I'll start with this.
I don't know much about the gods or if they're listening, but if they are paying attention to someone, I'm glad it's you.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I do feel a bit better about our chances than I have in a few days, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're pretty much unstoppable now.
It's gonna be fine.
We're gods.
Basically.
Yep.
Imogen just jumps off the side of the stage.
For like, no.
You like we were
Just hit
like
the ground and
like
humiliate.
I stood there that I will.
I will keep it with me at all times. And I tuck it back behind me harness.
All right. I didn't mean to make
Totally
it like that,
logical.
but Thanks.
Talking about your sword's got a name, man. Gotta live in it. It's great.
He kicks his heels and runs off.
All right. So, Ashley, are you rolling the dice for the final day of the journey?
Is it me or is it going this way?
It's you.
Oh, goodness.
Come on, do us right.
Fuck it up. We want a weird
It
number.
up to the tempo. 1 or 2. 1 or 2.
11.
Useless to me.
You're dead to me. You're dead.
All right. While the sky grows a little more gray, it still remains broken to see the blue sky beyond it. The weather is nice, the wind works in your favor, and the day's journey coasts by without major incident. As you glance beyond, you...
Go back to bed.
Continuing on to the afternoon, you can see in the distance little signs of what you think at first might be smoke from a fire, but it looks to be just little bastions of society, civilization that are beyond your view, just kind of on the horizon. And then beyond the horizon, too, you can see the mountain ranges that swirl around this section of Shenandoah. And then see rising in the far, far distance, near where the southern horizon is, you can see what look like rising cliffs and hills. Areas that the coloration of the land varies and drifts away from the gloomed jungles, and the topography seems to be a little more gray and shale-based, best you can tell. Too far to make out too much detail, but the hills appear turbulent and twisted. And as you're kind of glancing off, kind of taking in the distant horizon, Captain Zenith goes, you're looking all right over there. That's the Salalands, southern side of Shenandoah. Kind of a its own rough and tumble region. Not much trade to do about there. Haven't really flown that far south. Don't really go beyond Eos, because not much of a reason too. But Here it's got a whole bunch of fun elemental, crazy magic spattered around.
Fun as in fun, or fun as in murder you?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Hardly have one without the other.
But I think what the... Hold on. Goes ahead and, like, clips on the chain that holds the direction of the skyship to continue forward. Looks over the side and kind of glances. We're getting real close. And sees the sun slowly beginning to set away from that, and the coloration of the sky changes. You can see there is a lake. A very large lake ahead of you. That there is Lake Goron. That's the lake that sits in the center of Shanador. That's the lake that Eos is built upon. And right there on the northern side of it, you're just going to see it right before we even get there, that's to be Arawadi. That's the fishing village on the north side of the lake.
Oh no. You guys.
How do you spell
A-R-U.
Oh, I was so close.
Way off.
I was one letter off.
And was it Lake Goron? Horon?
Koron. K-O-R-O-N.
K-O-R-O-N. Thank you.
I spelled it with a Q because the other was a Q. Choreo.
Gotta keep you
Coron.
guessing. Gotta keep you guessing.
Wait, Choreos with a Q?
Yep.
Yes.
Fuck.
There will be a write-up later. I mean, I wait for my spelling for the write-up.
Game that's just a guess Matt's spelling game.
Hey, daring to breath.
I love it. I love it.
Shut the fuck up.
Let's build that into the Twitch app.
Yeah.
Needs more apostrophes.
Arawadi is actually A-R-U.
A-R-U-A-T
apostrophe I.
Oh, gosh, no, there it is not.
The entire country of Wales is going, what? What's the fucking problem?
Whale.
Yeah.
But then beyond that, and you can see already, like, as you get closer and closer to the village, looking over top of it, there are a number of fishing vessels that are just kind of scattered out beyond the docks on the south side of the village as you continue in that southward direction. You can see torchlights are coming on throughout the city as it gets darker and darker. And where the southern side of the city, there is a large bridge that just continues out over the lake. And maybe about almost 2-3 miles of bridge continues out into the lake before it hits a little hub, a little, like, station with towers, and then continues on still.
Is it low to the water, like flat, uninterrupted, or is it like hop, hop, hop?
No, it is a continuous bridge that has elements that go in deep under the water, but it is like an over the surface of the water, like a straight bridge. You can see along it there are lantern lights that are just kind of aglow, and you can see now as it's shifting into nighttime, they're starting to be lit. There are people that their job is to go down and light them in procession. And as you continue on, you can already now see the massive cluster of buildings and lights. As Andis goes, up and there it is. Eos. City of flow and light. You all been here before?
Heard a lot about it.
No. Looks like we came at the right time of the day, too. Get your things. This is going to get interesting.
Interesting?
As it gets darker and darker, the thing you notice, and the name begins to kick in, at least the meaning of it, as the sunlight vanishes, the flowing waters of the lake, especially around the edges and on the outside of the city, where it's moving, glow, a faint blue.
Ah, the algae thing.
Like there's just a natural glowing essence around the edges of the water movement.
Oh yeah, the algae thing.
Just a natural illumination to it.
That happens in... There's places where this happens in
Closer still,
real
you
life.
see the city just gets larger and larger as it approaches. And 2 other bridges carve off to the east and western sides of it. And they kind of connect the central city. Eos sits in the middle of this lake, built on top of it. And what you also begin to notice, as you're kind of taking in the beautiful, kind of gentle turquoise blue light that just magically swirls and shifts around the edges of the water, it stops at like a dam partway, and then steps down. And then a little ways beyond that, it steps down. This is a 3-tiered lake. And where these dams are set, there's these like massive sluices that are built. There are towers and encampments along these bridges and at these breaks. You can see all manner of boats out and about. But this is a vibrant, unique, fishing-based lake city. And for a fishing city, it is massive.
Are there like white caps, or is it like a still lake?
There are white caps in places. You can see where these steps are. There is a built dam elements of it, and there are areas where it is white capped to let flow over into these waterfalls. And there are, at the very edges, as you begin to go over the first part of the step, you can see there is like a boat ramp that comes down off the side where boats can eventually ride down to the lower level.
Oh no!
You made it
Definitely
descending.
going
Into the city?
Lowland.
It's
This is the water ride.
it goes lesser. The further south it goes, the lake is actually like this
There's a
shape,
bridge above it.
and then another like lower area, and then a lower area. And the city is built across those 3 elements. And the city you now see is comprised of 3 rings on each of these levels. Almost like the city itself is multiple tiers where these different transitions occur. And as you get closer and closer, you can see where the water is shifting, and all that bright blue coloration is moving with it, flowing, swirling, like the entire lake. Now that most of the sun is gone, it looks like it's some sort of an ethereal incantation, like magical energy. This arcane soup that surrounds the city that lights it from underneath. You can see all the perimeter walls, all the docks, the numerous docks that dot the exterior of it are all gently lit by their proximity to the flowing water. City of flowing light.
City of flowing light.
Amazing.
Wow, this is beautiful.
Where do you touch down around here, Captain?
Right over there. I guess on the lights, it's the, which one is it? Right, it's the navy blue one, I think. I'll go with the red. We'll try the red. And as Captain Xanis is pointing out there, and you see them looking, there are a number of lighthouses around this side of the city, each of the docks. They each have their own kind of unique coloration to help people who are out there, fording the lake to know which dock they're supposed to go back to. But there is amongst the one of the higher tiers of the city what you see to be a small tower and a familiar construct that resembles a skyport. That's the one. There's the Lake Cap Skyport and Lounge. That's where we're going to be locking up, and that's where, while you do your business, I'm going to spend some money.
Oh, is it like a casino or something?
It's got some games to play, yeah.
Oh, that's fun.
Kind of a partial lounge, partial casino, partial, inn. Got rooms. It's usually there's a lot of trade flies through here, so they got to have places for us to go. We don't come here too often, but when we do, we make a time of it. Don't you want to know? All right. Well,
I do want to know.
Wait, I have a question.
yeah.
Can skyships also be used as regular ships?
I mean, you can, but there's not much of a reason to.
No, I know.
The water just makes it a little more unpredictable.
Okay, I was just wondering.
If you wanted to fish, we can just add more line, and then we could fish if
Yeah.
that was the vibe.
Actually, that's a good question. I haven't actually had to bring it into water before, but I imagine it would work. It goes
It's
kind
a
of
ship.
floats. It's
Would
a
work.
ship.
Ah!
That's it.
Trick it.
All right, guess we're getting in close. Let's see here. Khalil, can you go ahead and put our approach beacon on? And Khalil goes out and takes the set of large torches, like lanterns, and lights them and puts them in the front of the sky ship to know that they're letting the skyport know that they're coming in. And as you slowly begin to drift into the port, to the dock, you can see there are a number of dock workers that kind of help wave it in. They reach out for the ropes that the rest of the crew throw over to the side to help pull it. And as it kind of comes in and like gently hits in the side of the dock, you feel it lurch ever so gently as they go ahead and anchor it to the side of the skyport.
Are there other skyships docked here?
At the moment, there is one other skyship. It's a little on the other side of the dock right now. It looks like it's a little sparse compared to Drusar. Drusar, you imagine being kind of more on the intercontinental side of Marquette. Gets a lot more in and out.
Sanders,
Yeah,
do you know what makes the water glow like that?
Algae.
it's got some sort of like strange, like plankton type creatures that live in it.
Bioluminescent things?
Yeah, so when they get touched and moved around, they just kind of glow a bit, you know, get kind of freaked out. But yeah, it's kind of, it's really beautiful. What's wild is you can kind of see it from here, and you look down, and through each of these tiers of the city, there are canals that run through them. And it kind of gives this, like, vibrant, almost LED-looking bloodstream that just swirls through the neighborhoods as it progresses. So, the boats are free if they got room.
We gotta go on a ride.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
I wonder if you
Swim in it?
drink the water, your
Yeah, I was
pee
wondering
glows.
What?
I don't know.
I've never tried that.
I can think of like at least 4 reasons why it wouldn't do that, but you're welcome to try.
Well, you did say it was arcane soup, so.
Did you say that?
Well,
Arcane
somebody
soup does
did
not
it and it
become-
went.
Oh, no.
I don't know whose voice that was.
Well,
Yeah.
welcome to Eos. I guess we'll go talk to the dock master and figure out, how much you owe them for how long we're staying for, and then let's go ahead and find ourselves. Well, we'll find ourselves some rooms. You don't have to stay at the lounge. You can find other places. But let's go.
What are we doing? What are we doing here?
Well,
We'll get situated.
What does that mean? Where are we going?
Somewhere
the
to get
seminary,
situated.
I imagine.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
But it's late.
It's late, right? So maybe
We need a
just
place to stay.
Let's find somewhere nice.
new place. I'm just so excited.
Oh.
Has a view.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you guys want to stay here where Xandus is staying, or do you want to walk the city for a little bit?
Yeah, I want to get the fuck out of here. I don't know about the rest of you. I want to
I
see
would
the
like
shit.
to see the water up close. It seems
Yeah.
quite
I've got
beautiful.
new place energy.
I'm
So
wired as hell. Let's
yeah,
go.
same.
We can't show up at the seminary at this hour.
I mean, I don't imagine.
All right.
The Starlight Academy was open all night. But
We'll give ourselves one night.
Yeah.
One night.
Wait, does the Starlight Academy also have one of those things where you can look up?
telescope?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
You didn't peruse the entirety of
Yeah.
the academy, so
You
you're
saw
not
the
certain.
library, so I suppose you know.
They were very like snobby.
Yeah.
Didn't want to listen.
Oh.
I know.
It was one of the things Estros helped us with.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, maybe if you showed your friend the big red thing that came out on the ship. Did we talk about that? Because that was
Not in depth, no.
we don't have to.
Should we go into
I
break
just
now?
it was so interesting looking. And I think if they saw that, they'd be like, you can go anywhere in here you want.
That's true. It might be a little intimidating because,
That's true.
from what I gathered, that thing kind of attacked anything that was around it, including me.
Yeah, it might seem like
Oh,
a,
it did.
like a hostage situation or something. Or, I don't know. Maybe that's extreme.
Who knows?
Maybe we find a room.
Yeah.
Okay.
The rest of the crew of the Silver Sun gathers their goods for those who are planning to disembark the ship. You gather your things, step off of the Silver Sun, feet hitting the heavy, well-reinforced wooden skyport dock, glancing just over the edges to see the multitude of colors and the gentle blue glow of the surrounding horizon around you. We're going to go to break.
I'm going to watch
New place. New place.
What a new place.
Region.
Yeah, wait, Starlight. What do we call it?
Star
Express.
Point.
Starlight
Point.
Express
God
Academy.
damn it. Starpoint.
Starlight.
Every time I said it,
Starscream.
every single
I
time.
know.
Starlight.
I have it in a
Starscream
fucking
Starpoint?
Starpoint Academy. I have it on a fucking book.
On your book.
Starpoint Conservatory. Starpoint Conservatory.
Yes, there you go.
Starlight Academy.
That's the sequel to the
Feel
Starlight Express.
free to correct me
Their college years.
anytime I do that.
But they're extra horny. Somehow more horny than Starlight Express. Train's fucking, y'all. All right, on that note, we're gonna have a break.
Wow.
We'll see you back here in a little bit.
this Dragonlance thing? Is it what? Oh, is this like new dice set for? Yep. New dice, new Dragonlance dice for D&D Beyond. That those actually look cool though. Oh yeah.
Gods above us.
Dragons attacking together.
It's like the end of the world.
And what exactly is the plan against 4 dragons?
Fuck! Shit! Uh-oh.
Shouldn't he have a beard at this point?
How about we get a drink?
Oh wait, I think he gets.
Oh, that's a new record. Usually takes us 10 minutes to get kicked out of a palace.
I have not seen this ever.
These weapons were created to strike down the gods. Find them to defeat the dragons.
Yeah. Well, I think that's kind of.
We pissed it off. We don't have that effect on people.
We're trying to save the world.
Oh, it's her.
You are super fucked up.
What the fuck was that?
That's new.
We need to get inside that dragon.
They're a mouthful of acid, no way.
The other way.
Oh, God.
The Legend
Oh.
of Vox Machina premieres January 20th, only on Prime Video.
The balls are ice cubes. What are you...
Don't you worry, Uncle Grumpy is gonna keep you warm.
This is actually kind of cozy.
Bounce, we go.
Let me help.
Oh, hey. Neat trick.
Not bad.
That kind of brings me back to Silas. Remember when you melted his face off?
I like cold. Makes my nipples tingly.
So, how you feeling, buddy? 'Cause, lately, you've been real fixated on...
Oh, yeah, just a sec, Pod. Come here.
Whoa, hey, Grog, what are you...
Don't you worry, Scanlan. Uncle Grumpy is gonna keep you warm.
This is actually kind of cozy.
But, Grog, that sword seems to...
Ooh, you want a bouncy? Come on.
Yeah, he's avoiding the subject.
Hey critters, Laura Bailey here to guide you through what's new in the Critical Role shop. This is pretty badass.
Go ahead, darling. Treat yourself. Look at this. Isn't it fashion?
Seen this, but if the next thing isn't new, I'm going to assume nothing else is new and end what there. Kind of cozy, but I don't think it goes with anything I have.
Need this?
You probably need this.
I mean, the Traveler always says impulse purchases are a good decision. Aw, they're so many.
And hey, if you want, you could head over to the Critical Role shop right now.
With the exception of the Ashton thing, I have all of it. good song, but I've seen it for the time. Sorry, but I'm gonna have to call the part here. I do thank you for joining me. This is I probably have the steady and stuff, and anything that keeps away from Odahan on as long as until they're ready, I'm good with it. Anyway, thank you for joining me. This is Frina Riametra, Elven YouTuber, full Elven YouTuber, sort of. And I wish thee good fortune on the quest of life.